Okay, let's unpack this bizarre journey into the 1950s. Forget what you learn in school. This is history's unhinged side.
Right.
Imagine post-war America. You've got this era of incredible technological progress, but also this gnawing anxiety,
Yeah.
Cold War stuff.
Absolutely. A deep unease.
So there's this underlying tension, suspicion, and people naturally start wondering, who else might be out there? What do they want?
And the skies themselves became this focus of fascination.
Exactly. And right into this mix step, well, a truly unique character, George Adamski.
Adamski.
A man claiming he wasn't just seeing things he was meeting, actually befriending Venusians.
Yeah.
Welcome to Lifespan, the weekly podcast that digs up the dirt on the most outrageous, chaotic, and downright WTF loves ever lived.
What's so fascinating here is the timing.
Yeah.
The 1950s was this perfect storm, really.
How so?
Well, you got the fear of atomic annihilation. That was incredibly real for people.
Constant threat.
And science fiction was just exploding. Think War of the Worlds, still echoing. The Day the Earth Stood Still, hitting screens.
Sure.
Images of alien contact were everywhere.
Right. And then Roswell happened a few years earlier.
Exactly. Roswell, the government being cagey with Project Blue Book.
Yeah.
It all created this vacuum fertile ground for other explanations.
And Adamski steps in, but not with hostile invaders.
No, quite the opposite. He offered these benevolent, almost spiritually advanced beings from Venus.
A message of hope, then, in a pretty anxious time.
Precisely. Connection, guidance, something people were craving.
So what were the big claims, the headlines?
Okay, the main event, the one everyone talks about, happened in '52, California desert near Mount Palomar.
Right.
He claims he met a being called Orthon, described him as, well, blonde, human-looking.
Human-looking, from Venus.
Apparently. And Orthon communicated telepathically, or Adamski's term was thought beaming.
Thought beaming. Okay, that's something.
Orthon supposedly stepped out of a silver flying saucer, and the key message was a warning about atomic weapons, humanity's path.
A warning from Venus via thought beam. Got it. And this wasn't just a one-time chat, was it?
Oh, no. Adamski said there were loads of follow-up meetings with Orthon, with other Venusians.
More encounters.
And even trips he claimed he was taken aboard their motherships.
Aboard the ships, okay. And he had proof, right? Photos.
Ah, yes. The photographs. He definitely provided photos of what he said were their spacecraft.
We definitely need to talk about those photos. But the core story is this ongoing relationship, this dialogue with aliens.
That's the narrative he built, yeah.
It's a pretty wild claim when you spell it out like that. How did people react at the time?
It was huge and incredibly varied. His book in '53, Flying Saucers Have Landed, co-written with Desmond Leslie.
Yeah.
An instant bestseller.
Really? Bestseller?
Oh, yeah. It massively fueled the whole UFO craze, spawned countless UFO clubs, and suddenly you had this wave of other people, contactees, claiming similar things.
So it definitely struck a chord. But there must have been pushback. Skepticism.
Oh, absolutely. A ton of skepticism.
Yeah.
Scientists, mainstream media. They are highly critical, pointing to, the lack of actual evidence, how the stories get more and more outlandish.
Makes sense.
But interestingly, even the Air Force, with Project Blue Book and the FBI, they looked into it. They launched investigations into Adamski.
They investigated him, even if they were skeptical.
Seems so.
Yeah.
Their eventual conclusions lean towards skepticism, sure, but they definitely took notice.
Okay, so we have this guy making these incredible claims. He gets fervent believers and total debunkers, all in this very specific, anxious, historical moment.
Yeah.
This bizarre journey really dives deep into belief itself, doesn't it? And maybe deception and just the power a good story can have, especially when times are uncertain.
It really does. Why do these stories grab hold? Especially then. It's a key question.
Okay, so beyond the initial reactions, what theories started to form to try and explain Adamski?
Right. Over time, people tried to categorize him. One view is the true believer angle.
Meaning he genuinely thought it was real?
Possibly. Look, he had this background in mysticism. He'd run a kind of monastery/occult club before the UFO stuff.
Ah, okay, so maybe he wasn't lying, just interpreting things.
Exactly. Maybe he saw unusual things or had unusual experiences and filtered them through his existing spiritual worldview. He did say, "I am not a prophet, I am a philosopher." That hints at a personal framework.
That's interesting. You mentioned his spiritual background. Could it be the message was the main draw for followers? Less about literal Venusians, more about hope.
That's a really sharp point. It's very possible the emotional core, this promise of benevolent guidance from elsewhere, was more compelling for many than the factual details of the encounters.
Like his earlier theosophy interests, that kind of esoteric stuff.
Precisely. Theosophy emphasizes hidden knowledge, interconnectedness.
Huh.
It might have set the stage for him and his followers to see strange lights in the sky as, meaningful contact.
Okay, but then there's the other obvious theory. He was just a con man.
Right. The charlatan theory.
Yeah.
That he saw an opportunity for fame, for money.
And as the stories got wilder.
Exactly. And the photos became, well, less convincing. That theory gained a lot more ground. The more lectures he gave, the more books he sold, the more suspicious it looked to many.
The photographs are key here, aren't they? I mean, talking about telepathic Venusians is one thing, but showing pictures.
And those pictures look suspiciously like, well, everyday objects.
It's almost funny, right? A chicken brooder or a lamp part presented as alien tech.
Critics jumped on that. The resemblance to, chicken brooders, parts of gas lanterns.
Yeah.
It was pretty striking.
Didn't NASA look at them too?
They did. NASA engineers examined the light sources in some photos. Their conclusion, consistent with commercially available light bulbs from that era, they could even see the filament structure under magnification.
Wow. Specific. So that visual evidence really didn't hold up.
Not under scrutiny, no. It was a major issue for skeptics.
Okay, then things get more complex. This idea that Adamski was maybe a pawn in a psyop, what's that about?
Yeah, the psychological operation theory. It's a bit cloak and dagger.
How would that even work? Wouldn't the government want more believable hoaxes to discredit UFOs, not something so out there?
That's a fair question. The thinking goes, maybe certain agencies allowed or even subtly promoted Adamski's wild stories specifically because they were so unbelievable.
To muddy the waters.
Exactly. Flood the zone with noise. Mix in tales of blonde Venusians and thought beaming with potentially more credible but less spectacular sightings. It could make the whole subject seem ridiculous, make serious investigation harder.
So confuse the public, discredit the whole topic. Fits the Cold War context, maybe. Information control.
That's the argument. National security concerns, managing public perception, create enough static, and any real signal gets lost.
That's a darker, more manipulative possibility. And what about linking it back to his earlier occult stuff?
Right, the occultist repackaging idea.
Yeah.
His early writings, the monastery thing, they clearly show links to theosophy, maybe Rosicrucian ideas.
So taking old spiritual concepts.
And giving them a sci-fi makeover for the space age. Venus becomes a sort of heavenly realm, Orthon, a kind of ascended master, just with a spaceship instead of, wings.
As above, so below, but with flying saucers.
Sort of, yeah. A futuristic spin on ancient esoteric themes.
So, okay, true believer, con man, maybe an unwitting pawn, or just rebranding old mystical ideas. Whatever he was, he definitely made a mark.
Oh, a huge mark. Undeniable. He didn't just add to the UFO phenomenon. He really helped shape its early form.
His influence on the other contactees, Howard Menger, Daniel Fry.
Absolutely central. Truman Bethurham, too. They picked up on similar themes, benevolent aliens, spiritual messages, warnings about humanity. He set a template.
And it bled into fiction, too, right? This idea of friendly space brothers.
Definitely. It provided a counter-narrative to the usual hostile alien invasion trope that was so common.
Like a more optimistic take on alien contact.
Exactly. And you can even trace lines from Adamski's cosmic spirituality to, say, the modern ancient alien stuff or parts of the New Age movement.
The idea of advanced beings guiding humanity.
Yeah, that resonance is there.
And he popped up in mainstream stuff, too. Documentaries, TV shows.
He did. Got referenced in the X-Files, appeared in documentaries. His story lingered. And the Adamski saucer.
Ah, yes, that classic shape, the sort of disc with the 3 spheres underneath.
That one. It became the default image of a flying saucer for a long time in movies, illustrations.
Yeah.
Just instantly recognizable.
An archetype.
Totally. Even now, it's often what people picture when they think classic UFO.
So fast forward to today. How is Adamski viewed now in ufology circle?
It's still pretty divided, actually. A real mixed bag.
No consensus?
Not really. Some ufologists see him as, well, flawed, certainly, but historically significant.
Yeah.
A key figure who ignited public interest, even if his claims were dubious.
Okay. And the debunkers?
They mostly see him as a straightforward hoaxer. Case closed, claims disproven.
Right.
And then you still have a smaller group of believers who think he was genuinely onto something. A visionary, maybe misunderstood, maybe even silenced.
Wow. Still believers today. That covers a lot of ground. It really highlights the mystery that still kind of hangs around him.
It does.
Okay, let's get into some of the really weird details now. The deep cuts of the Adamski story, the bits that make you go, wait, what?
Oh, there are some good ones, like his own backstory.
What about it?
He told people he was born into this family of Tibetan mystics, raised in a monastery in the Himalayas.
Seriously, Tibetan mystics?
The reality, born in Poland, immigrated to the U.S. as a kid, worked in a flour mill for a while.
Okay, that's quite the upgrade, a bit of an embellishment.
Just a bit.
And the photos. We mentioned the household items theory.
Right, the lamp parts, the chicken brooder. But even beyond specific objects, analyses pointed out how, well, crude the construction looked in the photos. Not exactly advanced alien engineering.
Yeah, you'd expect something sleeker, maybe? And yet, the FBI kept tabs on him, even while calling him a charlatan.
And it's weird, right? Their files dismiss him, yet they monitored his activities. Maybe not because they believed in Orthon.
But maybe concerned about his influence, public disruption, exploiting followers.
That seems more likely. Concerned about the movement he was building.
Then there's the Vatican story. Meeting the Pope in '63.
Yeah, Adamski claimed he had an audience with Pope John the 83rd III. Shared messages from his space friends.
And the Vatican says.
A firm denial. No record. Never happened. But Adamski apparently had photos he claimed were from the meeting. So, more controversy.
Always more layers. And Orthon himself, the main contact. He never left anything behind. No alien artifact, no physical proof.
Nope. Adamski's explanation was convenient. He said it was against space ethics for Orthon to leave physical evidence for humans to study.
Ah, the old space ethics excuse. Very tidy. Avoids any pesky science.
Doesn't it?
But what's amazing is, despite all this, the flimsy photos, the lack of proof, he still got invited to speak places, universities, military bases.
It's pretty incredible in hindsight. He lectured widely, even at diplomatic events in Europe. It really shows his charisma, maybe. And the intense public hunger for any answers about UFOs back then.
People wanted to believe.
Seems like it. And then, maybe the wildest claim of all.
Go on.
Adamski started saying other aliens were already here, living among us, as invisible watchers.
Invisible aliens, just walking around, that's next level, straight out of a B-movie.
Pretty much. Takes the whole hidden contact idea up a notch, doesn't it?
Okay, so wrapping up this truly bizarre journey. George Adamski. Prophet. Charlatan. Something else entirely.
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What was he?
It's hard to pin down.
What's undeniable, though, is that in a time of deep global fear, he offered this vision, hope, maybe even a kind of beauty, benevolent beings watching over us.
And people responded to that. Millions were captivated.
They absolutely were. Drawn to that idea of connection, of not being alone.
It really makes you think about belief itself. Why do some stories, even really improbable ones, take hold so powerfully? Maybe Adamski, whether he meant to or not, just tapped into that deep, fundamental human wish to connect with something bigger than ourselves, to find meaning, maybe even salvation, out there in the stars.
Could be. A fascinating and deeply strange chapter in history.
Absolutely. Share, rate, and follow Lifespan for more wild stories.